and I am going to do a short little video clip today for Happy Maxine, and it's for anybody who's maybe had a lumpectomy or had sentinel node biopsies or lymph nodes removal, mastectomy. I'm not really 100% sure. I had a lumpectomy and sentinel node biopsy. So the thing that I would say to you is that I didn't do any of this stuff for at least 2 to 3 months post-surgery. So this is not something that you're doing straight after any of those procedures. And with mastectomy, I would have to check and see if it's longer, because I'm not sure the range of motion. But I did find these to be incredibly helpful to me after I had my surgery, because I ended up getting cordage, and you know, it was hard to move this arm, and really this has definitely helped to free up all those areas and just to keep that motion into the shoulders. So that is what we're going to do today. It's going to be literally 20 minutes, so hopefully it's something that you can incorporate into your day, and it'll be able to give you a little bit more freedom in that area. And even if you haven't had any of the above, it's still an amazing shoulder exercise or shoulder yoga sequence to do, which is going to just free up that whole area. So it's good for everyone. We're going to start. The things that you'll need is a chair, a wall, a yoga mat, maybe a couple of bricks like so, or a book, and a belt. So if you have those, and also a couple of cushions and maybe blankets, anything like that that you can sit on. So we're going to start seated, just to come into a little bit of mindfulness before we start this and allow our brain to become a little bit quiet, because with everything that's going on, everybody's mind is busy. It can't but be busy because we've got so many uncertainties going on. So we're going to sit into cross-legged position. You're going to draw the flesh of the buttocks out and back so that you feel like you're sitting evenly onto the sit bones. If those knees are in this spot, like they're lifted up quite high, take another lift, another blanket, and in fact I'm going to sit on something higher because it just is way more comfortable. So now I'm sitting up onto 2 blankets. There's no tension in my groins. It's very easy for my spine to lift upwards. So that's what we're trying to create, is ease as opposed to any strain. So you can take your hands onto the front of the knees, just lift up through the chest. Feel that extension through the back. And then you're going to take your arms out to the sides. So you can see already here, we're starting to challenge these areas to open them out. Now again, if that feels too much, you just let your arms come forwards, so you don't push back, to be in line with the shoulders. You see and you judge where it can go to. Stretch out through the hands, breathe, and then bring the hands into prayer position. So the thumb towards the sternum bone, fingers pointing forwards, head level. And for a moment, allow the eyes to close from top to bottom. And take a few normal inhalations and exhalations. And just start to bring your awareness into your body and into your breath. So feel that you can take your attention from the outside and you can bring it into your own body and into your own breath. Feel that you're sitting evenly between the left and the right sit bone. And then lift and extend all the way up through the spine, along the back of the neck, and then out through the crown of the head. Press the hands evenly together, the heels of the hands, the palms of the hands, fingers, thumbs. And feel that you've got a broadness across the chest. Feel that you're lifting the chest upwards. And let go of any tension around the neck and the throat. Relax the back of the head, relax the face, the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks and the mouth. See the jaw soft. And then allow your gaze to drop down into the centre of the torso. And from there observe your inhalation and your exhalation. Just feeling the breath through the body. And just saying in your mind as you breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. And as you breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. Allowing the breath to anchor you in the present. And then slowly bow your head down towards your heart. Bring the back of the hands down onto your thighs. And in your next inhalation, slowly lifting the head and then open the eyes towards the ground. Good. So we're going to start off on a chair. You're going to bring yourself up to standing. Grab whatever chair you have around the house. So you're just going to come to seated. So you can see, you can start doing these things wherever you are. I'll just go back out so you can see my feet. And the important thing is that we've got our heels directly underneath our knees. Our knees are in line with our hips. So our toes aren't turning out and our knees aren't turning out, our knees aren't falling in together, but that they're in this aligned position. And then you roll the shoulders back, lift the chest upwards. So straight away here, I can take my hands down onto the seat of the chair. And I can just, so I've taken them slightly back behind me, and I'm rolling my shoulders back, and I'm lifting the sides of my chest upwards. So if you've had surgery in any of these areas, this is going to start opening up those areas. Again, you judge what feels right for you. This feels fine for me, but it wouldn't have felt completely comfortable at the very beginning. So you just go with what is right for you. Check in with yourself. And so you can see if you can do this, you can do this anywhere. And you can start getting this openness into the chest. And then release. And then you're going to extend your right arm forwards. And you're going to see that you're squeezing the right elbow in and you're stretching it fully into the hand. Now you're going to take the arm slightly wide, so you're not trying to lift it straight up. But you're taking it a little bit at an angle, out to the side. And you're extending up through the finger. Now, if your elbow bends, take it forwards. It just means it's too far for you to go. So you're going to keep the elbow straight and stretch up. If this feels okay, you can take your hand to the inside edge of that arm and encourage the arm by stretching up. And then release. Now we're going to do the other side. Stretch out, stretch through that arm. Inhale, lift up. Again, take it to an angle so you're not taking it fully into the air unless this feels completely comfortable for you. So we'll shoulder at this position. Again, hand here. And you can see how that really helps to lift and lengthen. And then release. Roll the shoulders back and down. Roll the shoulders the opposite way. Again, take your hands back. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. You're not squeezing them together, but you're drawing them down. And you're keeping the chest lifted. You're not letting the legs go out. You're keeping the knees pointing forwards and lifting and extending upwards. And then release. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to stretch that same arm again forwards and you're going to lift it up. You're turning the palm back to the wall behind you. And now you're taking the arm down between the centre of the shoulder blades. I'm going to turn around so you can see that. So that's in this position. Now that might feel quite challenging. So again, you judge wherever it is that you're going to go to. It's really stretching the inside edge here. So when I had cordage, it felt very tight for me in here. Well, it felt very tight all on my arm, but it was a real relief to stretch this. So you've got the hand like so. You're going to take the other hand over to the elbow, and you're just going to use that to open up the arm, but you do it again with a little bit of gentleness. So you're not like aggressively yanking your arm back. And lift up through the spine and breathe. And then you release the arm, roll the shoulders out. We'll do the opposite side. Stretch the arm forwards, you inhale, lift up, turn the palm back, take it down between the centre of the shoulder blades, take the arm over and just stay there and open up that elbow. Now what you're trying not to do as well is poke your ribs forward. So you're keeping your ribs drawn back, your belly back towards the spine. You're trying to really work in the shoulders. As I said, if you don't have any of the above, mastectomy or lumpectomies or anything, this is just a really good way to open your shoulders. And breathe. And then release and bring the arms back down. Good. So we're going to come down onto, well, we're going to come standing, and then we're going to use a chair. Now, to be honest with you, I'd only be using a chair this narrow if you're a good few months away from what your surgery was, like, 6 months away, 7 months away, and that you don't feel anything tender. Ideally, I'll show it to you first with the chair. So the hands are here. Ideally, if you're closer to surgery, you have your hands wider so that it's not such a pull on the arm. So the hands are here onto the chair. You're going to walk back. So this is like a half downward dog. So you're going back again. Your heels are slightly behind your hips. Lift your toes. See, your toes are pointing forwards. So your heels aren't coming in towards each other. They're turning away from each other. Knees are bent. And you just stretch backwards. So you push your hips back. This might be enough. You can see the amount of opening and stretching that I'm getting on this area here. So I'm stretching back. And you can stay here really and just see how this felt. If you want to go a little further, you're pushing into the heels, you're lifting the kneecaps up, you're straightening the legs and pushing the hips back. So now you've just added in the hamstrings to the whole equation. Just for the shoulders, keep the knees bent, toes lifted, and stretch backwards. And breathe. And then walk back in. Now another way to do it, if that felt too narrow on the shoulders, is to come to a wall. And so again, we can take our hands here like so to the wall. They're in line with our hips. Push into the heels of the hands, stretch the fingers, and now I can go much wider with my hands. And then I press back. Again, I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to just push my hips back towards the centre of the room. So I'm getting that same stretch, and I'm pushing the heels of my hands into the wall. So I'm getting in an opposite direction. So I'm pushing back this way with my hips, and I'm pushing forwards with my hands. And I'm breathing. And then if I feel I'm able, I can straighten the legs and hold. And then walk back in towards the wall and inhale and come back up. So again, using the wall, this is only done, again, you do it all at your own pace. So you see my feet are together, lifting my kneecaps up, rolling my thighs in. I'm very supported in my hips, lifting up through my spine. I'm going to take my hand onto the wall. So I've got my elbow bent and I've got the heel of my hand pressed in. I'm a little bit too far away. I'm going to shimmy in a little bit. What I don't want to do is lean in, so I'm staying in this position. I'm pushing through the heels of the hands and I'm stretching each one of the fingers. And then I'm going to very gently see, can I straighten that arm and breathe. So actually I'm a little bit too close. So push through the heel of the hand. It's a serious stretch on the arm. So you don't need to straighten the elbow. You go wherever you can go to. And breathe. You don't want the shoulder to lift. So you're pushing through the heel of the hand. You straighten the arm. It is incredibly strong. I'm just thinking, oh my God, I haven't done this for a while. I should be doing this a bit more often. Push through the heels of the hand, stretch the fingers up, and breathe. Wiser. Okay, and then release. I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to be turning around. So again, you've got your hand like so, pushing in. You stretch all the fingers. When I say that, I mean there should be no gaps. You shouldn't be able to see under any of your fingers or under your palm of your hand. It's really important that you push the whole of the hand flat and the heel of the hand flat into the wall. The elbow is bent, and then I start to straighten and breathe and stretch down through the opposite arm. Okay, that's a serious stretch onto the arms. Good, so we're going to come down now lying onto the ground. And what I want to show you is that you can use blankets or you can use Pillows, I've got blankets here, so I'm going to show with blankets, but pillows are equally the same. If you happen to have a bolster, that's ideal. I'm sure you remember this is definitely one of my exercises from physio after surgery, but I always thought that I didn't feel particularly comfortable going fully back with my arm for a little period of time. So this was what I did, is I had a lift like so. That might be too high for some of you, and maybe needs to be lower. You judge that. So you come down onto your mat, you lie down, you see that you're lengthen your sit bones towards your heels, you stretch out through your right leg, so stretch out through that heel, and then stretch out through the left heel. Toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. You're keeping your ribs in. Stretch up through the arms. Again, it goes wide as you need to be. And then inhale, as an exhalation, you take your arms back over your head. Now, if you can see that, my wrists have caught the blankets. So now it's actually really comfortable. And I can stay there and allow this to open without feeling any tension or kind of fear or worry or anxiety about, scar or pulling. So this is a really nice way. Don't let the elbows bend. We are trying to keep the extension. So you're stretching it through the heels and stretching it through the arms. And breathe. And hold. And then slowly inhale, bring the arms back up. And then release the hands down, bend your knees in. And roll over onto your side. Inhale, come back up. And then the last thing that we're going to do before we finish, the nice thing about this was that you can see how you're progressing over the next kind of couple of days or weeks by the height that you need underneath your arms. You might find that, soon enough you can start taking out one or two of them. So you're going to fold up your blankets, or again, pillows, like so. So you have your blankets folded up. Have them to the side. And again, you're lying down, like so. You're going to take one of your blankets out, and you're going to pop one of the blankets in underneath the hips. So it's just supporting my lower part of my sacrum and my buttocks. Take another blanket and pop it in underneath the bum. So now I've got two in there, and that might feel enough for you. I'm going to pop in a third. I go up on my tippy toes to get those lifts to go in under. And now I press the elbows down, I roll the shoulders under, and I really get a nice opening into the sides of the chest. And I take my arms out like so. Now if you feel comfortable, you can extend out through your feet, extend out through the heels. If you get any pinching in the lower part of your back, just go a little bit lower. Take your feet in first. You can stay like this and just maintain. This is really where we're working on, is getting opening into this whole area, getting blood flow back into this area. The extending out is just going a little bit further with the spine and with the legs. So it's not essential to do this. And breathe. Just feel that opening through the chest. Feel that space. And then slowly bring the feet back in. To come out of this, you lift the hips up. You take the blankets out one at a time. And then you let your back rest down onto the floor, knees together, feet apart. And then we're just going to come into Shavasana from here. So once your back is rested, lengthen the sit bones, take the arms out towards the side, stretch out through the left and the right leg. Let the feet fall out towards the sides, close the eyes, and just allow the body to release. So allow the feet to fall to the sides, relax the calves, the shins, around the knees, Relax the back of the thighs, front of the thighs. Release the hips, the buttocks. Move all the way up along the spine, allowing the shoulders to rest. The backs of the shoulders, the base of the neck. And then soften the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Move along the arms, the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, wrists, backs of the hands, palms of the hands, fingers. And allow the arms to release towards the ground. Let go of any tension from the back of the head. Relax the face. See your jaw soft. And feel that your gaze moves down into the centre of the chest. And observe the breath. Observe the inhalation and the exhalation. And then slowly bring some movement to the fingers and the toes. Bend your legs in one at a time. Gently roll onto the right side. Allow the eyes to open towards the ground and then inhale. And come back up to seated. And namaste. Thank you.